back. We back for another one. Yeah, I said we was gonna start at 8:45, but I had to get up in here early with y'all. I had to. We made sure we got all them technical difficulties out at the top of the, yeah, I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let me check on the YouTube side, make sure we coming through clear. Okay, we good, we good, we good, we good. What's the deal, man? I'm gonna let y'all get up in here because we got a lot to discuss. We have a lot to cover. You guys see the title. I'm sure you guys have been seeing everything in the news similar to myself. So, we're gonna touch on the Dirk trial. We're gonna touch on the Dirk trial. I get y'all's messages saying, how come you guys aren't up there doing what everybody else is doing? And you guys, I guess, as in you want some of us no jumper people to go up there on behalf of no jumper. But I'm truly considering pulling up myself tomorrow and just doing it up. My big bro been encouraging me to my big bro been encouraging me to get on my live streaming tips. So I might go up there, maybe live stream, maybe hit a vlog, just feel the sights and the scenes and what everybody's on out there. Maybe catch an interview or two. I see Trap up there, I see Camel News up there, you know. It might just be a good place to network. It might just be a good place to network. So I'm highly considering it. Let me tap in the chat land with y'all one time though. Up in here. Yeah. JE, what's the deal, my boy? Free my guys. What's the deal? It just started, man. Yo, Repo Man T, you my man too. You know what I'm saying? You in here every day rocking out with us. Xavier, what's the deal, brother? What is the deal? What other platforms you be on at the same time? I think I'm gonna start up my Kick. I've had some people in my life that are more politically oriented telling me to stay away from Kick, but I need something with my audience to where we could just vibe and like, listen to music and really show more facets of my personality without worrying about monetization and stuff like that. So I might have to see what's up with Kick. I'm not gonna hold you. Los Angeles Shark Attack. I see you in the chat. Faithful, faithfully swimming with them. Look at Los Angeles Shark Attacks meme variation. We got a bunch of sharks, one person swimming with them. I love it. Any new IG models you tap in with lately that you've been trying to smash? I'm trying to actually not follow any more IG baddies. I did a mass unfollow not that long ago because as much as we love the tings, it's just a little too much on the brain. It's just I'm one of those guys that even though I was hating on it at No Jumper yesterday. If you heard me talk about the guys that preach the don't be lustful stuff, I do believe that you got to find a balance. I'm not going to hold you. Like as much as I was being true and being authentic to myself and kind of feeling like some of those dudes are bullshit. Some of them are a little bullshit. I do believe you got to have a balance in your brain and not really overdo it. Like why are people following corn stars on IG, man? Save it for the hub, brother. It's a win and wear. It's a win and wear. I've been missing the morning streams. Had to look back in the morning dip with Rick. Yeah, that's what's up, Xavier. Don't even worry about it, brother. Trap looked like he may be ducking shit soon. I wouldn't stand too close. Woo! Love from Boston, Massachusetts. It's love. It's love. Yeah, man. They are a bit upset at Trap Lord Ross out there. And we had a very interesting discussion about it yesterday, and I wanted to bring it to you guys today as well. It's on the docket. I think that we're struggling in hip hop and media to um really deal with these hybrid figures, and I would say myself, if I was up there in the capacity that Ross is acting, I would be a hybrid figure as well. And academics, proudly boast about his hybrid capabilities. He just went in on Rob Markman. He went in on Charlemagne. He went on Lauren DeRosa. The media battle that he's been embroiled in, and people come at Ack and say he's not giving them the facts. He's not giving the people the facts. He's just saying how he feels, spinning narratives. It's opinion based. And, Axe retort was, yo, name a major news outlet that covered some of these recent cases in hip hop better than I have, that have given you more fact than I have, that have gone to the depths of the earth to uncover the truth and give you stories from perspectives you may not hear. They may not want to interview the little chubby producer guy who said Diddy was playing in his back door when he was asleep. You know what I'm saying? His part of the case never made it to the major trial and all that, but he still had a story to tell. He had pictures, he had proof that he was a part of that circle, and he felt like something foul happened to him. And without academics sitting down with that dude, whether you think it's a troll or not, you don't get that story. And a lot of things happen to people that never make it to trial. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that he does his best that he could do, as a guy sitting at home covering these things, finding different resources, shedding light on smaller creators for people to tap in with. But back to Ross, um, you know, it's he should still have the right to mix his opinion in properly. And that's something we were talking about yesterday, where it's like I do believe Ross goes to great length to let you know what his opinion is. But let's just get into some of these clips maybe, and we can chop it up from that standpoint. But yeah, media is struggling, man. It's struggling. This is a new world we're living in, and we trying to figure it out. And we don't want the ABC and CNN and Fox News. We want that raw, unfiltered, real opinion. Like, this is gonzo journalism. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Indianapolis. We got an artist here. You should check him out. All right, yeah. Hey, tap in with my Instagram, brother. Same as the YouTube handle. Send it to my Instagram. Thank God you live right now. Had to do it. Ross do seem like he anti Dirk when he should be non-biased. I'm not gonna lie, there is a tone in Ross's voice that does seem anti Dirk, but I think he's getting involved in the trolling, the back and forth. They trolling him, he's trolling them. You know what I'm saying? At Viral, of course, he is. LOL. He hate Dirk so much. It's whack to act like a non-bias, then try to call out Dirk's lawyer for doing his job. The worst culture vulture, but all the YouTube people compromise. Man, all right, like y'all cooking with hot grease already. Hey, they can't get nothing past y'all. They cannot get nothing past the Ricardos. Rightfully so. So let's get into some of these clips, man. I think that we got Lawyer for Workers right here, kind of schooling Ross. I'm not gonna lie. Ross is going to take some L's in this media battle that he's embroiled in with Lawyer for Workers. He just doesn't have the wealth of knowledge that he has, so it's expected. So let's go to Lawyer for Workers page here, and we're gonna get into some of the statements that he had for Ross when Ross was claiming that Brian Steele was lying yesterday. Let's get into some of these. Let's get the layout right. Let's get the layout right, and let's get into it.
There's some fair points here raised by Ross, and he does say, bet everyone won't repost, so I want to make sure I repost. So he's saying, look, Brian Steele told multiple lies during Cross. He claimed Quando anointed Little Tim as King Tim. That's false. He claimed that Little Tim murdered King Von. That's false because the murder charges were dropped in self-defense. Now, Brian Steele should know better than to say this, but Ross should know a couple very obvious points. One, Steele might have done this to set the agent up. It is, after all, the agent who is trying to lock up one of the citizens of the country for life based on a narrative of a revenge killing. And so if you don't correct Brian Steele, it's on the agent, not the defense attorney. But more importantly, the definition of a lie. A lie is a false statement made on purpose to trick or mislead someone. You don't know that Brian Steele knew and on purpose said the lie that Quando anointed Little Tim as King Tim. Brian Steele could very well have thought that. And ultimately, he's the defense attorney, and it is not his job to prove the prosecution's case. It is, in fact, the prosecution's job to know their case have the facts straight. And if a defense attorney says something that they knew or don't know or setting you up to fall into a trap, if the defense attorney says something, it's on you to know the actual facts and correct it. So this is, I'm happy to repost this, and I'm happy to repost this. So this is,
Yeah, this is an L for Trap Lord Ross. I can't hold you. I'm gonna try to be non-biased in this. I have nothing wrong with Trap. I have no problem with Trap Lord Ross. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get ahead of it or whatever, but I'm one of the voices that's critical of Trap and Flacco when it comes to their journalism. Even though I'm happy to see those two brothers grow and try to get into a bag that they haven't been in just yet. Maybe Trap Lord Ross more than Flacco. Yeah, this is an L for you, Ross. This is an L for you because you're over editorializing. You know this case so well that you're trying to jump the gun in certain places. You're finding pockets in this media space involving this case that you shouldn't be in, and that's why you're getting trolled outside of that courtroom. And the trolls are halfway right for kind of getting at you because you cannot say I'm being impartial and you guys are just mad that I'm giving you facts and Dirk is getting cooked in there when you're not being impartial because if you have a uh intimate information knowledge of the case and you're kind of saying, well, this fact supports this and they should have maybe approached it this way, Brian still is lying, you're kind of picking the side of the prosecution. you know Maybe if you said it in a more of a veiled way, saying like, "Oh man, I know another avenue they should have explored, but I'm not going to say anything because it's not my job to be the prosecution or the defense." You should be, non-biased on both sides as far as how they should approach it. I understand we're all human. He's getting trolled out there. He's got to have security. He's spending money. He's having people yell at him, call him all sorts of nasty words. Probably, we're not even seeing the worst of it on camera, just a glimpse of it. So, any man is going to want to fight back and retaliate back. But I think that outside of being a man, this is about his journalism right now. And I think he needs to find himself in more impartial spaces. I know he needs to feed his audience who knows everything that's going on. Like I was saying, he's talking to so many people. He's getting a new audience of people that don't know anything about hip hop or this case, but they just read a couple of headlines and they think it's crazy. So he's getting a little bit of the mainstream audience. But then he's also got to feed the sharks he's got, the people that have been with him following this for several years, but he needs to find an avenue to do it in a way that's like tasteful, not in front of the courtroom talking about it as if it's fact. And shout out Ross, like I said, he goes above and beyond. He goes above and beyond to state when it's his opinion and when it is a fact of the case. But a lot of people are going to look at this like, why are you picking the prosecution side rather than being impartial for Dirk? You got a tattoo of King Von. These guys have made you millions of dollars off of YouTube. We're not saying root for the killers or anything like that or alleged killers, but we saying like, don't try to also add additional information and bury them. But I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of people think that, content creators can affect these court cases. As far as the prosecution and defense go, these guys have their strategies laid out months in advance. They're probably making small tweaks here and there. You would hope that the jurors aren't going home and consuming this type of media to understand the case better or to find a perspective to provide to other jurors to influence the decision of what's going to happen to these guys. You would hope that that's not going to happen, but like I said, we're all human. We're all at fault for something. We all make our own mistakes. So it's just one of those. It's one of those. But man, what do y'all think about Trap Lord Ross's coverage of the case? Do you think he's overstepping some bounds? How do you guys see these hybrid characters in hip hop media? You know what I'm saying? Are you one of those people that are able to discern what's their opinion and what's the facts of the case? Do you feel like it's been done sloppy by some of these guys, or you think they're doing a good job? Let me know some, chat. Everyone hating on Ross because they like Dirk but don't want to hear the truth of the case. That's true. Let's get to 30 likes. Shout out Dragon Eye Spaz. I see your chat yesterday, Spaz. Your super chat. I tried to type something underneath it. I appreciate the donation, brother. I appreciate you letting them know to hit that button. It don't cost you nothing. Trap Lord Ross been churning out 80% fake news for years, especially regarding this case, yet everyone thinks it's normal. Normandy Drive, Midwest tapping in. What's the deal? Dragonite Dirt or Aunt Hefe or Reese, etc. It's the same. What do you think about the Rios pod with Doughboy? We could cover that. Yo, Normandy Drive, if you got some timestamps that you think are interesting for me to tap in with, we could definitely cover that. Only nerd people stand with him, of course. Okay. We back up in this thing. What it do, Rick? What it do to G? He don't know this case well. It's not true. Okay. I'm anxious for Brian Steele to cross-examine. We may see a Hall of Fame game from YSL Steel. I think so. I'm not gonna lie. This is a side effect of them closing the case off to the public. Nobody watched these videos, but everyone think he do real journalism. It's the dip with Rick. You already know what the deal is, brother. Gordo Sanchez, what's the deal, brother? What's the deal? Boxing them slums. You in here with the hate. I love it. Gangland Duda, Schoolboy, Ricky Roy. You already know what the deal is, man. We trying to study up on this case. Rick, the shit you talking about is fucking boring. Nobody give a fuck. Dirt got his back. Vaughn got avenged. That's it. You think so? Do you and Bo Jackman still have beef? Absolutely not. I couldn't beef with Bo. Man, the streets are freaking dead, bro. It's no longer any point. W. Ross, Dallas in here, Dallas in the builder. Dallas, what's y'all's nickname? Dallas, is it D Town or what? Because I know H Town's for Houston, but what they be calling Dallas? Oh, y'all the D, aren't you? The D? It's just the D, huh? Listen, to the person saying that the dirt case is boring, I think you're not paying close enough attention because I think this case is everything but boring. This case for me symbolizes an era in hip hop. And y'all see I got Jap 5 in the title, and I kind of wanted to end on this message, but we can get to it a little early. We're seeing in hip hop with Dirk's era, Triple D, okay. This is the first time in hip hop, and it's been a talking point for the OGs. We just wasn't listening. We wasn't listening to the OGs when we should have been listening to them because you know them old niggas be hating. But sometimes they got a lot of wisdom. A lot of OGs for years have said this is the first time in hip hop that the music is more gang gang than it's ever been. It's not about getting to the money. It's not about living a fly lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Beating the odds. It's really about drilling shit. It's really about hitting shit. It's really about being the punisher in the street, being the fucking boogeyman. And the shooter has risen to levels of respect in which we've never seen before. The shooter went from just being a tool in the shed, a little hammer, a little screw, a little wrench, to being the guy. The shooter was holding the blueprints and constructing the whole thing. Everybody was a demon. If you weren't a demon, nobody wanted to hear from you. And now Dirk is the poster child for the demons. The demons are on trial. This culture in hip hop where we respect the shooter is now on trial. This is the gang shit. You know what I'm saying? Having its day in court. And Dirk is the street rapper you could say that represents that the most. For sure. Dad went to the feds for I don't know how many years, linked up with Larry Hoover. He hates rats. He has a crazy vitriol in his stomach, his pit for rats. Comes from a legacy gang in Chicago that has rules and regulations and rituals that are from another time period, bro. When you hear about them breaking down some of the ways that they was moving, testing these kids, I said, "What is this, Africa? Are these children soldiers?" They was doing everything to them kids except have them snort gunpowder. Let's get into it though. Hold on, I'm pulling up a link. Don't y'all worry. I'm pulling up a link because we're gonna get into it. So yeah, man, I think this is hip hop history that we're watching. I was saying that to Moose yesterday when we're arguing, is 6ix9ine a part of hip hop culture? I would love to know y'all's opinion on that as well. Do y'all believe that 6ix9ine is a part of hip hop culture? Because I do. I believe that 6ix9ine is still a very big part of hip hop culture, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, he's still a really big part of this culture. And until he's completely frozen out, ignored, not pushed or hyped, or given platforms to, to spread his nonsense, that's the way it's gonna be. That is the way it's gonna be for sure. But let me know, man. Let's engage, bro. Let's engage. I'm gonna put it on the chat, man. Y'all gotta here. You know what? Let me start a poll for y'all. Let me start a poll for y'all because we started out hot, chat. We started out hot with the engagement, but we kind of slacking. Is 6ix9ine a part of hip hop culture? Yes or no? All right, we got a poll, man. Y'all go hit that poll. We're gonna get into some more content though. We're gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving. Let's get into it, bro. We got a lot to discuss today. Ricardo's in the building, Sharks in the building, Sharks in the building. Yeah, the Sharks is in attendance. The guys, y'all the guys now, because they locking up all the guys. Y'all the guys now. Yeah. I send you on a hit, chat. What y'all doing? I send you on a hit. What y'all doing? You know me, I'm gonna feed the wolves. I'm gonna make sure the guy's good. I ain't gonna hold the 60K away from y'all like Dirk did Jam. I would have got Jam out that jam. Ain't no way they taking my shooter. Ain't no way they taking my shooter. It's too crazy out here. I need my shooter at my hip. You know me, I got the SIG on me, but I need my shooter too. Cause Jam gonna bust that bitch. Jam ain't gonna freeze in the jam. They calling him Jammy the Bull. They calling him, he really took the guys down, man. He really took the guys down, man. He threw away that whole street reputation. He said, I can't do shit with it. I can't do a goddamn thing with this street reputation, bro. I feel it, Jam. Man, make it home to your people, bro. Fuck them niggas. Nah, I don't know if I really feel that way. I might be capping. I might be capping. All right, so certain parts of this I want to play for y'all, man. Certain parts of this, we're not going to do the whole thing. This is a fascinating video, but I'll leave it to you guys to go watch because we have a lot on the docket. We even have some stuff from, I guess you could say, my personal life in the docket, but it's not my personal life. It's more so the homegirl that I wanted to do a show with. She made a crazy Insta video the other day that we're gonna get into, have some relationship talk. Let's get into it though.
Was savage. Anybody else who participated in this murder? Yes. Dirk. D. I could not believe it. I could believe it. I could believe it because I've known about this for years. But I basically, it was crazy to actually see what we all knew, what we've known is coming for years to actually happen in front of our faces. Absolute insanity. So after that, they basically said, you were targeting, were you targeting Lil Pab, Savia Robinson, the person that got killed? They said, Jam said, no, we were targeting Quando Rondo. It was meant to be a revenge killing for King Von being killed. And so then it was time to take everybody back, all right? Back in history, back to the past, back to the block of Chicago where he basically told the whole story. He said he's from Southside Chicago, Inglewood. He's lived there his whole life and he's 34 years old now. He was involved in the gang, the Black Disciples. And I'm not going to lie to you, when this was going on, I made a note. Drew Findling had his head in his hand.
Chad, this is the part I really need y'all to pay attention to, though. He's about to get into some real politics, some super real politics. Pay attention to this shit. It's crazy.
I think it might be over with, but it depends. If Brian Steele can clap back and do a good argument, it's going to be great, but I'm not sure. So he basically explained the blocks and the clicks that he was involved in. He said he was Lamron 300. Lamron 300. He said he got blessed in the Lamron Black Disciples when he was age 9. Dirk looked pissed. Dirk swiveling in his chair like he looked.
For the people that don't know, too, with the gang life, if you get blessed in, you don't get jumped in. It's only one way out. You can never give up on the gang. If you get blessed in, if you didn't have to get your ass beat to be a part of the gang, you're supposed to die for the gang. That's the only either you get taken out riding for the gang, or they take you out because you was blessed onto this. This is supposed to be your entire life. This is the person that is snitching on the gang. Like, you guys got to understand what Jam means. It's not about just him being like a tough dude in the street, you know what I'm saying, terrorizing blocks. He's the poster child for the gang. He was bred and raised to be a slider. This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is some African child soldier shit. This is some real, they gonna get into it. I'm not gonna ruin it. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get into it. This is some real, feel me, man. Crazy.
Fuming. He looked fuming, all right? Because you know he hates rats. All rats must die. I hate rats. I hate rats. Well, maybe you shouldn't have expected that somebody was going to value your freedom over theirs. All right. That was a dumb. I said that to somebody in the courtroom. They were like, I can't believe in it. I was like, I kind of can, because it's like Dirk thinking his freedom's worth more than Jam's. Jam wants his freedom. 50,000. I said, I said to someone in the court, I said, would you take 50,000 to never be free again in your life? Bro, it ain't worth, it's priceless. All right. I don't abide by the street code.
Way too low of a fee, though. Way too low of a fee. 50K, bro, to catch a body. And then, you know, if he catches the body, he's going to extort you for the rest of his life. A smart shooter is like, no, bro, when I hit you for money, for bankroll, you got to pay up. Somebody's life is priceless. And I got that on you. I could always go federal on you. And it don't seem like you tough enough to get me out of the paint yourself. And if you send them, I'm going to do something with them. Come on now. Crazy. Crazy. I'm gonna tap back in the chat.
I'm not a
land.
gangster, so I can't abide by these ridiculous street codes that you're going to go down and just be solid. So Drew's got his head in his hands. He said, I became a Black Disciple leader. He said stuff about the Black Disciple leadership structure I'd never heard before in my life. He said, I became a minister in the Black Disciples, the BD and the Black Disciple Nation, and it came with a lot of authority. He said that meant I can direct younger members. And they said, how do you rise through the ranks? He said, you can rise through the ranks different ways. They said you can rise through money. They said you can rise through inheriting power from your family, your relatives, if you're, you know what I'm saying? Hang on. How can I turn that? Why is that coming through my computer? That's odd. I don't even have a device that would be making that sort of noise. So anyway, in addition to that, all right, we basically then heard, okay, that he said, I rose to power in the Black Disciples through violence. He said Lamron and 300 is the same thing. He said 300. I'd never heard this before. They said, where does 300 come from? This is the first time Dirk's whole gang affiliations got blown wide open. Right? He blew the back doors wide open on this situation. He said 300, it comes from the movie 300. We never back down. Lamron never backed down. Lamron will never back down like the Spartans. All right. And when he said that, Dirk gritted his teeth. Dirk was like, he grimaced. All right. He said it.
Ross saying that this is the first time he ever heard this. Everybody, I knew that the 300 that they was repping was for the 300, like the Spartans. They even wrote it out like the 300, you know? But when you get a character like Jam, it's all starting to fucking make sense, bro. They raised this man from the age of 9 years old to be a fucking hitter. He got blooded in. You feel me? His first time popping a gun, shooting somebody, he was 12 years old. That's when they bled him. At 12 years old, bro. This is a child soldier. This is a child, a child of war. That's who the fuck Jam is. Jam is a real dude, and not a real dude in a good way, but like a serious man. Let's say that he's a serious man. He's not a real dude. All this shit don't make you fucking real, but he's a serious dude for sure. Let's tap in the chat world. I watched the entire YNW Melly trial, entire YSL. I feel like Dirk may not be able to get up out of this because the major difference is cooperating criminals aren't holding back like Jam. Don't listen to OGs either. It's just a state of society that wants it. Oh, we about to get into the OGs and what they was telling these young niggas in a second, bro, because this shit is crazy. Dirk ain't a demon. Vaughn was and got killed trying to box. Man, I do have some commentary on that though too. because for me, I'm like, bro, remember earlier I said this is the first time that the shooter is really praised the way that they are. The shooter is like emphasized right in the game, and Vaughn was a shooter. And I was thinking, man, why did Vaughn try to run up on that nigga though? Why'd he try to box it out? How come he didn't just, you feel me, get busy with the things? And I feel like people say it's because Vaughn was he got too cocky, he got too big, and he just thought he was invincible. But what I think is that Vaughn knew, I'm breaded up. I got the most money I've ever had in my life. I have all this potential ahead of me. If I shoot this nigga in this circumstance, I might actually go to jail for the rest of my life. So I'm gonna just beat this nigga up. So I feel like these dudes aren't stupid. Everyone tries to paint Vaughn as an idiot in that circumstance. I don't think that Vaughn was being an idiot. I think he knew and he didn't want to play with his freedom, but he ultimately played with his life. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, it's Dirk's fault because he made the shooter have respect. Shooters never have respect. They're the lowest on the totem pole. He did give him the respect, but he took it away just as quickly as he gave it to him. This ain't comical. Ant made a statement about Trap going to his court, and most of the no jumper said Ant was wrong, except Moose and Munchie. Now y'all know why. Sadly, yeah, he is. And when you find out Jam is in an informant and has been since way before he got out of prison, long before Lil Pap's murder, it looks like the feds wanted it to happen. I didn't catch that yesterday. Dude. You got to send me that media. In Zoo, you got to send me that media. At this point, trolling is a part of hip hop culture, and 6ix9ine is the biggest troll. I agree with that. The fans tricked Dirk into trying to get back everybody to. My bad. I'm getting a call. I'm on my Trap Lord Raw shit. 6ix9ine was a part of hip hop after being a rat, and is not because hip hop is the streets. And when you are a rat, you're not a part of the streets. Hip hop is not the streets, bro. It's a multi-million dollar business. You know what I'm saying? Industry. The streets are minute in hip hop these days. You haven't been paying attention if you think the streets run hip hop, because the streets haven't ran hip hop since maybe like the fucking 90s, if they ever did. Gangland Duda, we are witnessing the dangers of the evolution of gangster rap, not hip hop. 6ix9ine is not a part of hip hop culture. He violated key rules of engagement. All right, you got to outline those thoughts, brother. Dragonite Spaz, Negro, I got a daughter. I'm not sliding for shit. You feel me? If I send Spaz, he gonna spaz. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog. 6ix9ine is a part of cloud chasing, like Trap Lord Ross. I'm not saying he is an active part of hip hop. Okay, y'all discussing that. That's what I'm talking about, chat. That's what I'm talking about, chat. But let's get back into this video, and I'm gonna tap back in with y'all.
Hammer 300, we the Spartans, we never back down. Bro, I ain't never heard no Chiracology, no nothing talking about that before. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a long video. They said, how does the Black Disciples work? He said, we had regular gang meetings where Dirk and Dee Dee participated. They had Black Disciple Nation business. They had regular Black Disciple meetings every Friday. But also, if something went down, we would have an emergency BD meeting, depending on the situation. They said that sometimes there'd be other BD cliques. Lamron 300 was its own clique, but sometimes other BD cliques would be convened for these meetings. If there was beef between the cliques, they might meet up and try and squash it. He said, explained some slang. He said, get into it means beefing with each other. He basically said that murders could be discussed at those meetings. You might discuss, gangs and cliques that are into it with each other beefing. He said, I took a...
Hey, to the person that said my video is playing choppy, let me know if it is the audio's coming through clear though, but I'm going to check on some things in the background while the video's running. I'm going to start running everything off of a new laptop soon. My bad, y'all.
Oath to the BDs to get blessed in. Bro, people talking about, bro, OTF, it's just some music shit. It's not some mafia or John Gotti shit. This ain't a mafia trial. They sounded like the mob. And Dirk said in that song, what is it? Went Hollywood for a year. We ain't moving like no street N-words. We moving like the mob. Apparently they were. Jam said, I took an oath when I was blessed into the BDs and I got to abide by 3 laws. I have to sacrifice my life for the nation causes. I have to abide all commands of kings and chiefs. And when he said that, I went, whoa. I have to abide all commands of kings and chiefs? Well, like King Von? Well, like Chief Wook? Well, like Chief Keef? Kings and chiefs? Oh. Kings and chiefs. King Von. King David on King David. It's all making sense. I ain't never heard none of this about the BDs before. Insane.
I'm not gonna lie, this the part that kind of hurt me a little bit. This the part that kind of hurt me a little bit. Jam really giving up the guys, bruh. He giving up intimate gang knowledge. There's no way that Chief Keef made it to that rank at the time he was calling himself Chief Keef. Maybe that's some reasons why he has some problems in Chicago. When I was back and forth between Chicago, I met some of Chief's people, and I kind of heard a little bit of, why they was up on Chief the way they was, and it's similar to a lot of the stuff that y'all have heard, but it was a lot of that. It was a lot of that. It's no way he made it to that ranking of Chief by the time he was presented to the world as Chief Keef. Could Vaughn have made it to the ranking of a king in the Black Disciples? I think he might have been too young, but if he was really getting busy the way they say he was, possibly. What's the dude who wears the ski mask? Trap News, not Trap News. Help me out, y'all. The dude that wears a ski mask with a high pitched voice. He was on with Academics last night. He said Vaughn told him straight up, "I killed your friend." He told him when they was in the holding cell, like, yeah, I did that. So he says that anything you hear about Vaughn is true, and not everything that Vaughn did was publicized. That he probably got more bodies than we know about. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm just disappointed in Jam for sharing this intimate knowledge. Y'all know I don't support the gang stuff, but as someone who's a part of a secret society myself, I could not imagine. I could not imagine giving up this kind of information, this kind of knowledge, historical knowledge about my faction. It's insane. This is treason. This is the highest form of treason.
He letting the nation business be known. And number 3 said, I will salute all members of the BDs with a clutched hand and a clenched fist. He said he put his life on the line for the BDs. That's what he signed up for. He said the BDs don't tolerate no disrespect. To be a BD, you got to be loyal and trustworthy to your brothers. They said you got to be able to count on other BDs. When people go to jail and cooperate, you got to count on each other. You must never testify against other members. Clearly, he ain't banging BD no more. He explained get back is when you get revenge for somebody that's killed or shot your homie. He said that's the same as getting your lick back. It's known in the community, in the streets. It's known. If you get your lick back, it's known. He said if you don't get back, you look like a weak block. If you don't get back and you let people just kill people from your block and you don't get back, you get preyed on. He said older Black disciples push the issue. Even your family can discipline you if you don't get back. He's saying mothers and grandmothers be getting mad if their kids don't receive get back after they're killed. He said get back is pushed for harder, for more important members, and the get back dictates the strength of the block. He said the BDs take respect very seriously. He said if you're a leader, you want people to respect you. If you don't maintain respect, then you can become a target. Not every BD is a shooter. You can be a money getter, a drug dealer, a scammer, or a fighter.
Bro, he said people's grandmas could demand that you go avenge their child. Like, you know how deep that is, bro? Like, they be really like highlighting this. You hear it sometimes, like when people got family that was raised in the streets, how deep it is in their household and shit. And I only know of a handful of families that are like this, where everybody is on some gangster shit. Generations of their family have, done for gang. And they have the backwards teachings like this, where it's like, they're really about it. They're really serious about it for the gang. And you might hear somebody's aunt or somebody's mom say some crazy ass shit. But to know that this organization acts like this from like just their foundational principles. You could be at a wake, you could be at a morning, whatever, and somebody's grandma could pull you aside and say, "How come you haven't handled that yet?" Yeah, that's crazy. Like, and I feel like it's not even on some ghetto ass shit. It's on some organization type shit. Like, these are our laws. These are our rules. This is the way we represent ourselves. My child is dead and no one has bled for it yet. This is some real child soldier shit. This is crazy.
Not everyone is a killer, but Jam, he got his respect as a shooter, and he had a big reputation for violence. He said that he shot his first person at age 12. It was on Halloween, right? And how many times have we heard that King Von lyric where you're talking about dudes getting shot all October, the real Halloween? They're saying Von caught a body around Halloween. I would not want to be in the south side of Chicago anytime around Halloween. Okay? Absolute insanity. Bro, crazy. All right? Absolutely crazy. Hang on.
I don't know, y'all. That's what I wanted to touch on. He's gonna he's gonna get into Jams for when they blooded him in, and he's gonna get into his first actual execution, which is really, really crazy, really dark stuff. I recommend that you guys go watch this video if you're interested to hear more. Jam has a crazy life story. I don't think he's putting any exaggerations on it. There's a reason why he went to go recruit Jam. It's a reason why they kept putting guns in his hands. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they didn't feed him and they made him hungry and made him wanna. You feel me? The story with Tory Lane's artist where he was like, man, these niggas got jewelry. I ain't got shit. I got a little drip, but I ain't shining like that. Trenches News, thank y'all. I'm about to go rob one of these niggas. And Dirk said, yeah, yeah, that's the jam I know. That's the jam I've been waiting to see. Dirk is smart. If these allegations are true, he was manipulating Jam. He was grooming Jam. 110%. I'm saying allegations. Pay attention to the wording. If these allegations are true, if it's found to be true, then Dirk was grooming him. Even though I think Jam is older than Dirk. Hold on. How old is Lil Dirk? Dirk is 1 year younger than him, but Dirk is of a higher pedigree in the gang than he is. His dad was really somebody. His dad was a general, so he could instruct him on how to deal with certain people. You know what I'm saying? Or people around him in his family, whatever. If you've ever watched like Power, Raising Canaan, or whatever, certain people in the gang are gonna have proximity to leadership in which they're gonna learn how to, you know, maneuver the gang and use the gang for their benefit. Not like Jam comes from a broken home of dope heads. He was outside getting busy to take care of the bills. He didn't have time to think about expansion and what it means to be in this gang and how he could use it to his benefit, being someone who could conduct, you know, was capable of such violence. But Dirk, you know what I'm saying? He's closer to the leadership end. So they probably telling him, "Hey, dude, like Jam, you can't feed him too much. You got to make the boy hungry because when he hungry, he gonna do some crazy things for you. That's how you use one of them soldiers. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna end the poll. Is 6ix9ine a part of hip hop culture? 66% of people said yes. 34% of people said no. So we're gonna end the poll there. Yeah, man. So he kept the wolf hungry, and then the wolf, figured out a way to feed himself. But he didn't keep feeding them. And that's where Dirk messed up. They said that Jam was begging for him to get his lawyer and all that, get him out that jam. And Dirk was sitting back like, man, we used him already. We used him for as good as as good as he gonna be. He a shooter. We don't need him. The war is over. I'm almost healed. And it came back to bite him in the ass. You can't leave a shooter out there, bro. It don't make no sense. He could bury anybody who could bury you, you got to take care of. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. I feel like the culture is on trial. It's not just Dirk that's on trial, man. It's the culture. It's the culture that is on trial right now. We're gonna see. We're gonna see the way that everything shakes out. I see Normandy Drive gave me a timestamp on the dope thing with Rio. So we gonna tap into that content. I see y'all asking, I see y'all asking me what's the deal with Doe getting kicked out of What's the deal with Doe getting kicked out of the chat? Yeah, I had to bleed it yesterday because they was bleeding me when I got kicked out of the chat. I can't give you all the intimate details as to why he got kicked out of the chat. I'm not gonna take it that far. But it's why everybody got kicked out of the chat, trying to stand on a line that maybe Adam doesn't really appreciate, or he's not feeling your logic or whatever, and you just get put on a little timeout. But it's just the dough fatigue, man. It's really the dough fatigue. Like, bro, got to just kick back a little bit. Uh, he got to kick back a little bit and let the potting come to him. Really work on his craft versus just trying to come in super duper hot all the time. I don't know. I'm tired of like dissecting dough. That's what it really came down to, is just like focusing on dough too much. He became too much of a focus in the chat in a way that people, weren't appreciative of. I would never say it. I knew Doe was bound to get the boot from the chat. I knew it. I could read it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it's the same way I feel on the pod when we start talking about Doe too much. I'm like cool with doing it because I know that's his time to shine. We're gonna hit a Doe topic for 30 minutes. He's gonna be really, active with us, participating, and then we're gonna move on to some real topics, and he's gonna fall back a little bit or give us a vanilla ass take. That's just kind of how it goes. But it was one of those where it's just like, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like at No Jumper, you don't want to bring too much attention to yourself. Maybe that's the way I'm navigating it. You don't want to be the center of if you're the center of a conversation at No Jumper, like you make it onto the topic docket, boy, you done fucked up. Boy, you done fucked up. I'm gonna tell you something. If you become a topic at No Jumper, you done fucked up, boy. You done fucked up. I can't even hold you. I can't hold you. That's the way I see it. No shade. That's the way I see it. I'm not trying to be a topic. It don't got to be about me, man. We got so much shit to talk about. We got fucking Dirk fighting for his life, man. We got all sorts of shit going on in the news. Je, we covered that yesterday, brother. You gave me the timestamp. I saw the pod off. I saw the pod off comments. I said Adam was being facetious. But yeah, that's just the way I see it, man. You want to stay off that docket at No Jumper. You want to talk about these celebrities, all this other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's cool if you get a little moment, you got a debate. Like, me and Spody. Hey, we had a little debate. It was cool. It was cool. They had Spody versus Ricky up there. We chopped it up. We talked about it. I said, in my opinion, I thought I lost the debate, but the 22ster came in backing Ricky Roy. He said, nah, he cooked him. He cooked them. Only reason I thought I lost the debate was because Spody had me 75 to 25 in a poll. But was my logic concise? Was my logic on point? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But let's get into it, man. We got more content. We got more content for y'all. We got Doughboy, Rios Live with Doughboy. What's the title? Mental illness, accountability, and is society losing control? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Dope setup, Rio Scott. That's a fire setup. Fire setup. I like it. I like it. I like it. Man, let's get it. Let's get into this right quick. I don't want the chat. We want to see the full setup. Let me go get some coffee. I'm gonna let this play.
Off of this, bro. You said a very, very key word, the way that you were raised. So I would come from that conclusion of what you said, that you had some strong men in your life, right?
Yeah.
I'm a junior.
Mm-hmm.
Man, my daddy kidnapped me and tried to kill me. That really happened. That really happened. That's not a joke. That's not a over exaggeration.
How old were you?
5.
You remember it?
Yeah, bro. I get shook in cars and people drive too fast. And it's so crazy because I don't hate my father for that. He was dealing with a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember, bro, and I'm literally saying something that I've only said 4 times in my life. And 2 times it was to a therapist. Bro, I remember being snatched up from the crib, thrown in a car, and drove to Freeport Airport and drove into a brick wall. There's pictures of me when I was like 5, bro. I had like a whole shattered hip, you know, but then you learn like, but
I'm sorry to hear this. I just want to let you know that's some fucked up shit. I'm gonna let you continue, but I want to say no one should have to experience that. Nobody in this, no child should have to experience that at all. And I'm sorry for that.
And I appreciate that, bro. And you know, going through it, and I don't hate my pops for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the conundrum comes through, because I had to be able to identify a very, very long time ago, you could love somebody and hate what they did.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pops. I ain't got nothing bad to say about the nigga, man. He a good nigga. He's turned his life around. Good man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He does all that. But I had to be able to forgive for what happened. So it makes me more forgiving for people when they fuck me over. But but then at some point it becomes a detriment, because then it becomes people feel like they can walk all over you, or you some type of pussy, or you some type of soft nigga. And that's not what it is. It's just that I can see people that are important to me that, you know, that were important in my life that maybe made mistakes. And so, and I think that, you know, because I'm a junior, you know what I'm saying? And me and his relationship is very strained. Me
I just want to interrupt right quick. He's cooking, and I do feel sorry for him for experiencing that, you know, at such an early age. It's super duper traumatic. A lot of people wouldn't survive and heal from that mentally. So shout out Doe for, you know, still waking up every morning, punching, giving life, you know, a full go. What he's saying is super duper true though. Was just chopping it up with the homegirl. I said we're gonna review her content later. It's a very fine line between forgiving someone and saying, I don't like how you did me. I'm vulnerable. You hurt me. Let's never do that again. And that person accepting it and being like, thank you. I'll never play with you in this manner again. And that person feeling like, oh, I got one over on you. A lot of people in society are going to feel like if you forgive them for some bunk shit, they got one over on you. Versus that's a real dude. He gave me a pass. I'm not going to play with him like that because I respect this brother, whatever it may be, or a woman saying I respect you, whatever it may be. You know, it's a fine line you got to learn. And what Doe is talking about is kind of like, if you've been a warrior your whole life, if you're someone who can defend yourself, you can fight, you could handle yourself, whatever, you know that you got the ups on people, you've lived a violent life, and then maybe you transition into being a peaceful person, like when the warrior puts down his sword but he still remains capable of violence. It's a fine balance. It's a very, very fine balance. You know what I'm saying? People respect the sword. They respect the power. They don't necessarily respect the warrior that could get cracking if he wanted to, but he's put down the sword. Sometimes you got to remind people, if I pick up this sword, it's gonna be bad for everyone. And then it resets the room, and they like, okay, hold on, let me not play with bruh. He got a little bite to him, you know?
and him ain't cool. I don't talk to him. I ain't talked to him in like 2 years. And I think that I keep trying to recreate a family everywhere I go. And that's my flaw, because people can see that. It becomes obvious. It becomes like a stench you can't get off of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, stepped in some shit, you probably need to check your shoe. And that's the crazy thing, is it's like my whole family is broken up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a club. I'm the black sheep of the family. And so everywhere
Why
I
are you
go,
the black sheep?
because I broke generational curses. Like, I was just a nigga that just wouldn't accept what it was supposed to be. Like, I left Sacramento to come chase a dream. Everybody was calling me crazy. Like, nigga, you fat, you're not funny like that.
But once you started taking off, were they not accepting of that? Or they still were like,
I never really got
distant?
Nah, it's the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I keep trying to build that in different people. And so, like, that was one of the biggest things with All Deaf. We was like a family. That shit got broken up. Me and Kev, we was like a family. That shit got broken up. And it's just like, I keep
But why does the family break up because of business breakup? Why is the relationship damaged because of business? Why is the personal intertwining with the business? Like, was it what for them? Was it the same as it was for you? Did they look at it the way that you looked at it?
That'd be the thing that I'd be trying to figure out. Like when the all deaf thing broke up, like, you know, Russell had some things, he had some allegations, like some things came out, like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a big family, and then that got broken up. Like, you know, I don't want to say that that was the determinant factor of why everything went left, but things went left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like, you know, like with the Kev thing, that was just more just some business shit. Like, you know, so sometimes business just alters things, you know? So it was never, so I don't know necessarily how the people that I use.
Coyote, you saying looking for a dad at 47 is wild. Jam was out here killing people for dirt, and he was just a year older than him. I mean, whatever. Dirk was younger than him. That was big bruh. He said he groomed me. This is, bro, people's psychology is not black and white, bro. I'm not here to make a bunch of excuses for Doe, but like, you got to have empathy when people tell you he just went through some traumatic shit. His dad tried to kill him at the age of 5 years old. He had a shattered hip and some more shit, and he found it in his heart to forgive the man. Like, a lot of people will never go through shit like that. And, you know, you got to take yourself out of your body sometimes and listen to other people's story and try to think the ways in which that would impact you. And if you're not capable of doing that, that's fine, but you should still attempt over and over again. That's how you build your empathy. You know, I've never been through something so traumatic, but I can only imagine what that would do to someone's psychology, to their psyche. You know what I'm saying? I study the brain, I study the mind. Stress shapes your brain, especially as a child. The worst thing you could do to a child is put it under extreme amounts of stress. It's going to give you horrible results. So few children can be raised like the Spartans of 300, where you throw them out to the wolves and don't come back until you've killed something. That's a fucking fabrication of a movie. That's how Jam was raised. Look at where he's at. A lot of kids can't handle stress. It's the worst thing you could do to a child is put it under extreme amounts of stress in its early development when his brain is malleable. Worst thing you
used
could
to
do.
work with, deal with how they view me or whatever. But I know that every time, like, I was just trying to recreate a family, and it was probably
You're trying to recreate
a family in business
instead of building your own family.
Exactly.
You're trying to recreate something of the past that doesn't exist anymore.
And that's the insanity part of it. That's the insanity arc. And it bleeds out even into, and this is a great conversation. Thank you for even being able to have this conversation. And thank God that I'm bold enough to even say these things. I've never said this publicly. If it goes viral, it goes viral.
But the thing is, though, if you don't let shit off your chest, off your shoulders.
Right.
My bad, Coyote. Respect, brother. My bad.
And get rid of the monster, get rid of the demon. Face that shit head on. This is the shit I'm dealing with. This is why. This is it. And leave all the guessing away. People will either accept you or they won't. And then also, your trials and tribulations may be helping, not even may, it will help people.
Right.
Because either they'll be like, okay, I'll know what not to do, or I know what I'm going through because he's talking about it. And I'm finding that I'm not the only one going through it. There are other people. If somebody as successful as Doe can go through what he's going through and still try to make it back, that means that what I'm doing is normal, is human.
Right.
I'm not a isolated, crazy person that is the only one and I should be shunned. It's like, no, if I look up and I enjoy Doe and he's been dealing with this shit while he's been entertaining, while he's been creating, I can pick myself back up.
Right.
And so as you talk about this shit and as you recover from this shit, your story is really already begun. But for the people, your real story is beginning now.
And that's what I'm starting to understand too. And it even bleeds into just like regular romantic relationships. Like whenever I date chicks, man, I be trying to wife them so fast. And that comes from another thing from the trauma from back in the day, because I used to have a strong family unit. It got broken up when I was really young. And so now every time I get with a woman, I'm just like, oh, well, if she's my wife, then we can have a family. I had to go through like years of therapy to even start to understand what the fuck is wrong with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so now, and even like, you know, in a group chat last night, like when that song came through, like, you know what I'm saying? When Moose sent that song.
You're
like,
a cold rapper too.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I was a gospel rapper. I grew up in the church. Like, so I know even when you say something like, yo, there's somebody else that can benefit from this, like, because I'm really drenched in ministry.
Yeah.
And that might be another reason why I rub people the wrong way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the last texts I had sent was like, you know what I'm saying, I got angels in the outfield for me. Like, because not for nothing, when Kyle threw that table at my face, it was supposed to hit my face. But for whatever reason, it didn't. And then a nigga threw a whole tray in my head. It went right over my head. I don't look at that as coincidence. That's God. That's Teddy Ray. Like, I got energy around
protection.
me. Yeah, and I'm good. So
Cali Foss, I use Riverside. Yeah, you know, one of the things I picked up on Doughboy a bit early, and I'm gonna just say this like as plainly as possible. Don't take it as a super huge criticism if you see this, Doe. I could tell by the way that Doe spoke about himself and about maybe some of the topics, he gives me vibes that he's over therapized. He's done so much therapy in his life that he may not be practicing it the right way. It is a really great feeling of having a conciliary. That's the way I look as a therapist. You can go, you can tell them anything, the nastiest shit about you, the worst fucking thing, and they won't judge you. You can tell them anything, bro, besides you catching a body. They won't judge you. They'll make you feel seen and heard. I can understand how you can feel this way. You know, this is natural. You're a human. Some the good ones will push back too. They'll tell you, "Ah, you full of bullshit." And I really learned this with one of my exes. And it made me so happy as a kid. I kind of rejected therapy when my parents tried to put me through it. I straight up left and ran out the therapy office. I was just like, man, I thought therapy was for weak people. I didn't learn until I was much older, getting my own therapist in college, that, you know, it's a lot of strength to be gained in therapy. But when I sat down with my ex and her therapist, I could see how much my ex's therapist was condoning her bullshit. And I can understand why she was condoning her bullshit, but I also felt like, ooh, this is the danger of this. It kind of turned me on to the how maybe my therapist is enabling my bullshit and not pushing back against it all the way. You know what I'm saying? Where she could be super critical of me. It's an addictive feeling to be seen, to be heard, to be accepted the way that you are, but society is not going to accept you that way. When you go to No Jumper, it is a high school locker room. Everybody is up for grabs. You could get served at any point in time. I'm not talking about violence, but a little roast here, a little roast there. You got, when you with the boys, you with the boys. The boys ain't been to therapy. The boys don't know how to be kind and all that. So you just got to get in there and get with the flow and go for it. And you got to practice the things that you learn in therapy to real life. Keep it in your back pocket, have it empower you, embolden you, make you move with kindness. But you got to be ready to unsheath the sword at any point in time. Just because you see life in this enlightened way and you're healed in this way and this way, you might still got to get your hands dirty outside. You might still have to do some shit where it's like, I know better that I shouldn't, but this person doesn't know better. And I gotta meet them where they're at. You feel me? When you meet an enlightened person, okay, have an enlightened conversation. When you meet somebody who's still draped in ignorance and they'll treat you wrong or whatever, bro, you better be ready to get back with them. Unless you an elder. Elders, they get to move with all the grace in the world. And damn near, come on, man. Doe is an elder. We be doing Doe wrong. Now that I'm talking through it, we bullshit. We bullshit. Nah, now that I'm talking through it, hey, what did Rio say? Accountability in the title. We be doing this old ass man wrong. Doe is too old and too tired to be dealing with our abuse, to be dealing with the young guns abuse. Oh, bro, Moose a better man than me. Moose a better man than me, because I shouldn't be treating one of my elders like this, bro. Go on, Doe. I'm wishing you well, brother. I'm wishing you well.
you know, I just look at it in a way to where it's just like, and I always want to bring it back to the ministry because I'm a very strong believer in God. Like, I've only gotten this far because, you know, of my relationship with God. And it's so crazy because it's just like good things happen to me because I put out the good energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been in, I'm going on my 18th summer in Los Angeles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't nobody roll out no red carpet for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I know God got me and I know it's a bigger play and it's a bigger mission, but now I feel like it's the time to just step out of that cocoon and become the butterfly. Like, nigga, you're okay. You bring value.
You don't need to go into no cocoon. You don't
Right.
need to become a butterfly.
Mm.
You already are what you need to be.
Yeah.
You're already there. You don't need to do no disappearing.
There you go, Rios. Nah, keep it real with him. See, not Moose. Rios is hitting them with that factual masculinity. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm saying, where Doe is over therapized. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go to some transformative thing that I'm gonna oh, this is Doe's problem. They talk to you about this when you're an athlete. And shout out Mr. E. I seen you dropping some knowledge. The key to happiness is boundaries. That's it. Set your boundaries and accept others. You'll be good. Exactly. I like that. We'll expand on that later. But this is Doe's problem. He thinks he's gonna arrive. He thinks he's finally gonna hit this moment in life, and it's gonna be like, Doe is here. I've arrived. I'm on the big stage now. Everyone accepts me and loves me. I found my final form. I'm Frieza. I'm perfect. I'm immaculate. You never arrive in life. You never arrive. Life is about the journey. The journey is continuous. Until the day you die, you're on a journey. Your development is dynamic until the day you die. You're never going to get to a point in life where you're a complete product. It's really hard for people to accept. You got to fucking accept that. You're a developing human being until the day that you stop breathing. That is the end of your development. You're never going to arrive. It doesn't matter what sport you play, acting, music, you could always do better. You could always do better, or you're going to decline. You're going to regress in skill level, and you're not going to be able to do that thing anymore. And you're going to have to reinvent yourself. You're going to go on another journey. You're never a finished product. And Doe thinks that he's going to be a finished product somehow, and everyone is going to see that and accept that. And it's not going to happen. Doe could lose 200 pounds and have a six pack. We'd still probably roast him. We'll still probably find some facet of him to get at. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You never are going to arrive. You're never going to be a beautiful, perfect butterfly. You're always going to be evolving into what you're going to become. A butterfly is like the worst thing to compare a human to, because the butterfly don't even live long. Once it comes out the cocoon and it becomes a butterfly, it does what it does, spreads pollen, and it dies within a few weeks. You don't want to be a butterfly.
And come back and then do this. You are right now already enough. You just got to understand that you're enough, and being who you are and being unapologetic about who you are is okay. And people aren't comfortable with that. That's not your problem. That's their problem. You can't deal with me. Think what you
Deal
think.
with it.
You think I'm gonna change something about me just because you don't like it? I love me.
Right.
I love who I am. I love how I am. You don't like it, that says more about you than it does about me.
Right.
And if you're not used to somebody being genuine and somebody being nice and somebody giving grace and somebody being loving towards you, then damn, I have issues, but fuck, you really got issues.
For real.
Because if nice, loving, kind is bothering you so much that it's stirring your spirit to where you can't function around it, what does that say?
Facts. And that was one of the, and so you even see that I got the Glazed God shirt on, because that was like the title that everybody gave me when I came to No Jumper. And I'm just like kind of like to piggyback on your point. What's wrong with being nice? What's wrong with telling somebody, hey man, Rios, man, you getting in shape, you killing it. Like what's wrong with saying nice things to people? I'm not saying it because I want you to like me or be my friend, or I feel like there's some type of beneficial retribution that I'm going to get from it. I just try to lead with love and positivity. I like when people say nice things to me. And I don't understand, no, I don't want to say I don't understand, because I overstand now the environment that I'm in. This is a different environment. You go to No Jumper, man, niggas is mean to each other. Niggas pull knives on each other.
To be fair, yo, he said niggas pull knives on each other. Nah, bro, that's not the harder No Jumper. To be fair though, we do kind of have a problem. We're a little too negative. Like the perfect embodiment of this is, I'm trying to have a moment, get a clip. Shout out Larry June, West Coast hip hop charted again. West, we in the building. Lush over there. Larry June. That guy fucking sucks. He stinks. You listen to Larry June? Oh, yeah, tells me everything I need to know about your hip-hop taste. Oh, you be listening to Lil Baby, tells me everything. Why the fuck do we do that? Why do we do that, bro? Like, is that going to make artists want to come down and sit with us? And like, as I've been saying, as I've recently had to learn, everyone is fucking watching us. These artists hear what we say. They take it to heart. And rightfully so. Dissing somebody's art, dissing somebody making it to number 29 on the billboards as a damn near independent artist. And that's what you have to say as an independent artist yourself. You couldn't find a good fucking word to say about this man's accomplishments. Are you being so fucking for real? That is a cultural problem that we have up there. Yes, we're critics. Yes, we're supposed to keep it real. Yes, we're supposed to talk about music in an objective manner. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's like subjective for the most part. We got to get that shit out of our culture. If something is dope, just fucking say it's dope. Don't be the glaze god like Doe with the shirt. You know what I'm saying? But like sometimes you gotta shout out the homies. Sometimes you gotta be willing to spread a little bit of love. Spread the love, and then if somebody tries to get at you with a joke, grill they ass. I'll be doing the same thing with the little homies at soccer. Oh yeah, I see you done got in shape. Da, 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 da. And they like, yeah, you getting fat OG. And I'm like, yeah, and you still missing open goals. You still don't know how to make your left foot work, but you talking about me. Well, I be cooking them little niggas out there. I be hey, I'm gonna give you a little bit of love, and I'm gonna smack you in the back of the head at the same time. That's just that's men culture. That's men culture. You know what I'm saying? You might greet the homie, slap him in the back of the head, give him a hug, and he gonna try to get you back. That's just what men do.
Tell the niggas spit on each other. I'm not that. and that's the red thumb sticking off the hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm not coming in here trying to suck everybody's dick. Like, I'm not trying to talk bad on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, nigga, like, no, like, I just lead with positivity, and I'm shunned for that. Like, you think that you think that my podcasting ability is predicated on me being nice to people? No. But if you're in my presence, I'm gonna say something good. I'm not gonna lead with, oh man, nut ass nigga got these bootsy ass glasses on. Like, that's not even the type of person that I am. I'm a nice nigga, but it's like I got shitted on for being nice.
Why you diss Rios
got
like
shitted on for being nice, but you got shitted on for being nice as a defense mechanism. Like, you were using niceness and complimentary things to people as an end. Like, oh, we're cool with each other. Let me give you a compliment and tell you how much I appreciate you, so you'll be nice back to me. And not everybody is going to return or reciprocate the same energy. And that's why you're supposed to protect your peace, protect your energy, and when it doesn't return what you thought, you wasn't doing it for a return anyway. That's when you're really giving compliments, and when you're really being genuine is when you don't have no expectations for the return. You don't know what the return is going to be, but you could tell by the return, engage and use a barometer to measure what that energy is and who that person is to you, and how you're going to move forward with that.
Right.
And you adjust accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I think is that you're not adjusting accordingly. You're just filling the tank all the way up. You're putting $50 in the tank every time you're at the gas station, and you only drove a mile. And so you're putting 50 gallons worth of gas in the car, and that's just overflowing into the street. Now, if you're on empty, you fill that motherfucker up.
In there,
But you're going to a gas station one city over, and you're still putting the same amount of money, same amount of energy into a full tank.
Spaz, I hated the way we talked about the Young Thug album. I hated the way we talked. There was literally no fucking nuance in that conversation. Like, it was, bro, and for us to just get stuck on the intro because he's saying the hard R, I was just like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? Like, that blew me. I'm not gonna lie. That blew me. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, there may be another tank. Somebody else may need that love. Somebody else may need this attention.
Right.
Stop forcing it in a full tank. That full tank might be filled up with shit.
It's over.
Yo, as you guys see, man, we go in subscriber mode. You can only comment in the chat if you subscribe. If you've been in the chat just talking and you ain't a part of the channel, join the tribe. Like the stream. I need all of y'all to like this stream. We going up. I appreciate it, brother. We got 106 people. I seen we got up to 130. I need at least 100 likes before the end of the stream. Like the stream. That's all I ask. Like and subscribe.
Flowing.
with shit, and you trying to pour gas on shit.
Yeah.
So pay attention to where you're pouring your energy. Pay attention to where you're using your resources, where you're giving yourself, because guess what? Your time is valuable, just like everybody's time is valuable.
Right.
Your information, the things that you provide are valuable in some places.
Right.
You just got to stop trying to fit a puzzle piece where it don't go.
And that's what I'm learning right now. Like, I can't, I'm not bigger than the program. Like, I can't change the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what I can control is my actions. I can control my words, and I can control how I move. So that's like the space that I'm in right now, where I'm just like, you know what, though? And I don't take it personally, the critiques of me as a podcaster or as a content creator, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But what I learned from it was, instead of being a sucker about it and just being like, it's just like, no, though, what you need to do, keep getting your reps up. You were great when you were doing this shit all day, every day. Get back to what you do. Get back in your baggie. Nigga, don't let this shit fuck your head up too much. And that's like the biggest lesson I've learned really over the last 72 hours. This is like, man, I never let my little brother roll over in his grave thinking I'm out here just kissing ass and sucking dick to get on. Like, nah, nigga, like, I'm dope. I bring value. I bring insight. And I'm going to just keep that life.
Who gives a fuck if you're dope? Who cares what anybody thinks besides you?
Right.
That's what you got to put first. What you think. Rest in peace. Shout out to Teddy Ray. But no, not about what he's doing. What is it doing for you? Are you able to look at yourself in the mirror? Are you able to move forward? You don't need to think outside of Doughboy right now. Right.
No, you're right. You're right.
And you gotta, like, who cares if you're not dope?
Mm-hmm.
Say you are fucking whack.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Fuck it.
Like, I'm whack. So what? I'm still me.
You're right.
Guess what? Whack, dope, good, not good. Guess what? You're still dope.
Right.
And I was just telling the chat, God left the 99 for the 1. You know what I mean? Right. Everybody is valuable. Just you as you being dope. Don't worry about nobody's perspective or outlook or what they think about or their judgment. Motherfucker, who are you looking to judge you as a man? Put that into perspective.
Yeah. And that's where I'm coming to the space of, to where it's just like, and that's something that I've suffered from even in my bouts of depression was.
Hey, look, man, Rios is cooking. Listen, I see y'all asking me to cover the Lindsay lady and all that. Trust me, she been on the docket for a few days. I'm just trying to find my words for it. I think that's a sensitive topic to be touching on, and I see she got all this support right now and whatnot. And I don't want to misstep. I'm Scary Larry. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm Scary Larry. That one might be a bit big for us. It's about women's mental health and some more shit. So we're gonna figure out a way to speak about that. I do have thoughts on the situation, but we're gonna let them cook for a little bit longer. I see y'all asking for a content switch. I'm pulling up some content for y'all right now. We're gonna get into some more stuff, but I can't lie. Rios is cooking. It's hard for me to kind of turn this off. I'm genuinely interested. Y'all go tap in with this content, man. Y'all go, because we can't cover the whole thing. We came in at an hour 08. We had an hour 24.
Just
right
finding
now.
that self-value. Finding just, how I look in the mirror in the morning and just be like, how do I feel about myself? Not how nobody else feels, not how anybody that might have, transitioned on, not my friends, how does Anthony Dwight feel about Anthony?
Right.
And that's where I'm trying to locate the love. And that's where I'm finally feeling like I'm starting to get closer to that. Like, though, just have fun with this shit, man. Because at the end of the day, this life is a crazy space, man. And don't nobody make it out alive.
When was the last time you had a home cooked meal?
Oh my God. Don't make me lie to you. It's been a long time. Very long time. Probably about 3-4 months. One of the little shorties I was dealing with.
When was the last time a family cooked a meal? You had a family dinner.
Nah.
And with family and with kids running around laughing and a wife and cousins.
Decade plus.
Though, I'm going to tell you right now, I see what it is. You know what I mean? I see what it is, but it's not for me to pick apart and do this. Oh, I got the answers and this and that, or I'm 100% right. But what I know that you do need is you need to be around some family, just so you can see it and you can feel it and feel the warmth of it and be reminded of what we're really doing this shit for.
Right.
I only do this shit that I'm doing out of love for my
Chat, Reels is a cold nigga, boy. What? Hell nah. Yo, how he even come up with that question? Yo, Reels, you ill, boy. What the fuck? Nah, Reels is a cold nigga, bruh. That's some podcasting right there. How did he even think of that? See, I don't got enough years on me. I don't got enough years on me. You feel me? Because I can acknowledge the flaws in my ways and the way I deal with Doe. Like I said, I ain't shit. Doe is older than me. I should not be giving Doe this much shit. But I'm in a different space in my life right now. I would have never thought about that. I'm critical of myself all the time. I pull up on my folks constantly. Trust me, I'm in fellowship with my folks a lot, but I don't really I haven't had a moment to sit down and chop it up with them for a cool minute. You know, I'm always ripping and running, doing a little something here for them, this and that. More so acts of service than spending quality time. Yo, Rios is ill for that. Hey, let's let Rios land his plane, and then we're gonna go on to the next topic. But damn, hey, that's a cold one. Yo.
family and out of love for the people that are around me, right? And I sometimes take for granted what I have. You know what I mean? I really take it for granted, and talking to you is making me appreciate what I do have.
Wow.
And with that, appreciating what I do have makes me realize the value of it, and having to open your doors and share what I have with other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's not set up for everybody to have it right now or this and that. I want to open my house and let you come have dinner, come enjoy. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go, like, just the regular basic foundations of just like family. And you'll see that, oh shit, motherfucker,
this is cool.
Like, yeah, but I'm cool.
Right.
Like, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Like, I don't got, and my wife is a bomb ass cook. And sometimes you just need that good home cooked meal with that love in the air and people laughing, and just the spirit of family, the spirit of love in the household. That's why I wanted to ask you. I was like, when was the last time this motherfucker had a hot cooked meal from family dinner?
I just had Gus's yesterday. I had goddamn Roscoe's the day before. Like, and I'll be searching for it. And I think that's what kind.
Wow. Hey, shout out to Rios, man. Somebody just put in the chat, Rios helped me grow up. No lie. That's what's up, bro. Yo, that's what's up. That's an awesome conversation between these two brothers. Yo, y'all, please go tap in with that content. I know I'm going to finish this conversation. I'm going to have to rewind, see how it jumped off to how they got here. Shout out Normandy Drive, man, for putting the timestamp in the chat. Shout out the community. I love it when y'all feed me content like that and we talk about the things that y'all want to talk about. Please like the stream, man. We building a community. That's the most important thing to me in this content creation space, is building a community. But let's get into this clip, man, because while we on the topic of mental health, these two brothers sat down. I don't know if y'all were really adept on Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa's come up and everything that they went through in the beef and that ultimately broke up their friendship. And yeah, just two awesome Chicago rappers. Kind of, you could say they come from the SoundCloud era. Vic was pushing the envelope when it came to sounds and what hip hop could be with his artistry and stuff. So was Chance. I think Vic more so. And they were in a competition, a battle with two brothers of who was going to make it out, who was going to represent the city, who was going to put on for the city in the way that they wanted to. And that drove a wedge in between them. But, you know, I'm sure they figured things out behind the scenes and they finally sat down to have this conversation in front of people. And it was really dope. I haven't watched a full conversation yet, but this clip was very powerful to me. And I just want to get into it with
I remember that time flipping the cushions on the couch, looking for quarters and shit. When you didn't want me to come on that tour, I was fucked up for real. Seeing you in so much success, it grew jealousy in me. There were things I did and things I said at that time that I apologized for. I know. I already know. Yeah, I mean, and I apologize for those things.
I had to get over it, or I wouldn't be with you right now.
I had to get to a place where.
Let me say sorry for someone, because there was something that was on my mind while you was just talking that I always wanted to apologize for. One thing that I did that I always felt bad about around Acid Rap, Kara was trying to book me a tour, and she was like, "You should have Vic open."
Yeah, that was one that hurt me.
And I was like, "No, I'm sorry."
I appreciate you. That one hurt me bad. You know what, too, bro? Because it was like you was having money, bro. Like. And I remember that time flipping the cushions on the couch, man, like looking for quarters and shit. And when you didn't want me to come on that tour, I was fucked up for real. Like, damn, nigga, I'm taking shit out my sister's out of piggy bank, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I was in the piggy bank, and I was like, I knew I was right there. You know, I knew I was right there. What I had to come to was like, I want you to win with or without me. And that was a science that took so much experience for me to understand holistically as a man, as a human being, that the desire or the need for reciprocity is not necessarily conducive to the benefit that you get from giving. Like when you give without needing to get it back the way you.
I like this part from Vic. I gotta see the whole conversation. I gotta see the whole conversation, but I also gotta keep it 55th Street with y'all. Chance dead wrong. Chance dead wrong. I'm glad that these brothers could sit down, cry together, laugh with each other because they made it out. They made it out, but Chance should have took Vic on tour with him, bruh. Chance should have took Vic. If I'm in position, my brother is coming with me. Vic was a talented artist. He had orange soda. He had everything popping, but maybe that hunger did put Vic in a new space to where he was able to make the other songs that he ended up making. What's the Hollywood? When I get off to my that big hit song that he had or whatever, and then he went on to make the album that has 16 shots on it, the song with Pharrell. Yes, Chance the Rapper was the biggest artist, but Vic is immensely talented, bro. He was so ahead of his time with some of the tracks he was making back there, internet and all that. Bro, Vic was a guy. And I feel like whatever they went through behind the scenes, I had him funking or whatever, Chance kind of knew if I bring Vic with me, the world is going to see Vic and it might hurt my brand. It's like with comedy. You don't want a comic to go on before you if you the closing act and they tear down the house. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to have a comic come and have everybody in stitches, laughing, crying, and all that, and then you got to come on and they like, hold on, bro, you ain't as funny as the dude that just went before you. Why the hell? Why do we pay so much to see you when he really the nigga? You know, so I feel like it was one of those things. And I feel like, Chance, he did apologize for it, but he sees his man crying here. He stays kind of firm. He's not emotive with him. I don't think Chance is particularly wrong because, sometimes the tough love is the best love for sure. It's a lot of that in the black community, but I got to keep it a hundo. Chance was dead wrong for this. Yeah, I'm not going to get into too much, but Chance was on some bullshit with Vic with this one. I can't even hold you.
Think that it's supposed to come back to you, you open yourself up, because I learned that like the energy that you are putting towards coveting someone else's success. Oh, I wish that was me. I wish I was on this tour. I wish I had that magazine cover, them looks. Man, that energy is invaluable energy. It could be used to go get turning up. You know what I'm saying? You could be using that energy on building yourself. It's been such a valuable lesson for me to be like, man, real love, bro. Real love does not require that it be requited. Like real love is selfless. You was having money, bro. Like,
Yo,
and I remember
crazy.
that
Vic Mensa represents no jumper. Chance represents fake immunity. I love how you guys tied that back into the universe. You guys are crazy, bro. So Vic was fighting jealousy. Yeah, he was a little jealous, but I feel like he should have brought his mans on tour. What the fuck? He was broke when he was popping. Yeah, that's how it goes with rap, man. These rappers been lying to y'all for a long time about how much money they making. Yeah, the G, I saw your comment, man. It is kind of whack to see like grown men conversations get clowned so much, but it's internet culture. You gotta let the water slide off your back. Sometimes that's just the way it's gonna be with the internet culture. Motherfuckers love to clown and stuff, but it's important to have real conversation as men and stuff like that. But let's get into some more stuff. I want to kind of rapid fire some topics with y'all. We don't gotta get too deep. This one might be a little longer. As I promised, the homegirl, she had a story she posted the other day, not a story, but a reel, where she kind of opened up about some things that she had been going through in her life. And these some things we had chopped up before. I really feel like this woman is talented, and I really wanted to have her on my show with the two women, two men dynamic, and hopefully we can make it happen. I didn't necessarily ask permission to play this on my show today, but she did make it public. I hit her up immediately and said, "Hey, take this down, shorty. You don't want your business out there like that." But she was very firm in her position. She's very classy the way she handled this situation that she's going through with her current boyfriend, baby daddy, soon to be ex, whatever it may be. And I just wanted to share this with y'all, get y'all's thoughts on it, because if y'all are Reddit people, I used to read Deadbed, and it kind of gave me these vibes. And the theme in my life recently has been, you never know what someone is going through. So try to be as kind as you can be. I know you guys think, oh, Ricky Roy, he kind of soft, he nerdy, da 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 da. I can be a real asshole. And I'm real with myself about that. I don't like it. It's something I'm trying to train out of my personality and lead with more kindness towards people, especially when I'm playing soccer and stuff like that. I'm very blunt. I get competitive, and the worst sides of me show. And I've been trying to just tell myself, like, man, you don't know what these dudes is going through out here. The way they expressing themselves, just be easy on people. Real life is real life. So let's get into it, man.
Officially turning this page into, I guess, let's call it a therapy page, because I need some therapy.
Damn, will this music
So
get
let me
me
just get into and explain
copywritten?
why.
Whatever, I'll cut it
I am
out. I'll cut it out if it
currently
is.
living with a man that is the father of my child, that I've also been dating for 13 years, and we no longer speak. And when I say we no longer speak, I mean we walk past each other and act like neither one of us exists. Why am I not crying? Baby, because I've cried all my tears. I have no more tears to cry. And on top of that, this is normal for me. This is not the first time. This might be the 15th time, unfortunately. I should have got the hint the first time. Now, if you ask him, he'll say, well, I'm just trying to be, cool with you, but you don't know how to be cool. Now, let me explain the reason for the breakup. The reason for the breakup was because I wanted more sex. Now, don't get it twisted. No, it's not what you're thinking. We weren't having sex for like a whole month. 3 weeks, at least, bare minimum 3 weeks. So your girl would get some in 3 weeks, and then I would have to wait another 3 weeks to get some more. On top of that, there was no kissing, no more holding hands, no more cuddling. And you get a kid, so it's hard because your kid want to lay in a bed with you, but just none of any of that. What we would do would be, we were great at watching TV together and laughing and doing all the things that friends would do. But every time your girl tried to leave, he wanted me to stay. He'd tell me, oh, no, I love you. Of course, and that's all we need to hear, right? On top of the love you, oh, I got an engagement ring. Yeah, a very nice one too at that. Guess what number ring that was? The third ring. That was the third engagement ring that I got from him, because that was maybe the 5th proposal. And every single time he proposed, it didn't miss a beat. This man, a month after proposing, would always break up with me. Why? Because I would bring up the fact that I wanted sex. Now, a girl's mind is going to start wondering, is he gay? Is he having sex with another person? And I would go through that phone, baby. Yes, I would. And there was nothing in it. And that would honestly leave me in the predicament of, so then what is it? I came to the conclusion that I'm just not his person. I'm officially turning this page into...
Hey, crazy, huh, chat? Crazy. All she's saying is let's get it on. Let's get physical. And he breaking up because she trying to get physical. And chat, I know you only seeing shoulder, head. I know the Gooners have already left the chat to go see what she working with. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry. I know why the boys are here. The boys want to see the whole story, nothing but the truth. Chat.
Can I call you Rose?
Oh, she trying to get me copywritten on levels that are unimaginable. Chat, y'all go follow her. She's a businesswoman. She got she be selling lashes and stuff like that. Very successful independent businesswoman. So if y'all got a girl, go and get your girl some lashes from the homegirl Whitney. She fine shit, chat. She fine shit. Yeah, rack on her. I ain't afraid to say it. Rack on her. Crazy rack on her. You know what I'm saying? And my man's is fumbling on the easiest part of the relationship. All you got to do is take her through there every once in a while. Just go ahead, take her through there. That should be easy. She know how to dress. She
Can
got
I call you
cool aesthetic. I wouldn't doubt. Damn, Whitney, god damn, you trying to get me copywritten and all that. Bro, she's some pressure. Crazy rack. Little yellow bone. Little yellow bone. She's some pressure, some heat. I don't know. What y'all saying? She said she done went through the phone and she ain't seen no misgivings. So what could it be? What could it be? That's the easiest part of the relationship. That's the easy. I don't know, man. I don't know, but people be going through real life. Like she, I think a year or two younger than me or something like that. And when I'm listening to her talk about these relationship problems, it sounds like people that be going through this in their 50s, 40s, and motherfuckers still be horny around then. You know, bare minimum, I'm trying to take her through there a few times a week, even if I'm not rocking with her. What y'all saying though, chat? What y'all saying though? What leads up to the no sex? I don't know. Somebody said he's gay. She said he's not gay. Sounds like he's asexual. Might be, could be. He's sleeping with her dad. Come on. He has a secret porn addiction. Maybe so. Ricky about to simp thinking he finna hit. Nah. That's the homegirl. That's the homegirl. I'm not on that. She got a kid. She got a man. She going through some real life shit. You know what I'm saying? No judgment. No judgment. But no, I'm not on that. I'm not on that with her. We kind of chopped it up about it yesterday. I get where she coming from. He's a chronic gooner. Nah, she's being honest. Cold part is there's millions of other women who think like her. I'm not gonna lie. That's the part I was taken away from it. Was I was like, yo, I know that people that don't have like real life relationships and stuff might think that this is crazy as hell, but I think a lot of people go through shit like this silently. I think a lot of people go through this silently. You know what I'm saying? Like, mismatch in sex drive is a big problem for a lot of people in relationships. For sure, for sure. At least she's honest and isn't going to use the man for money. She getting to a check. That's all I'm gonna say. She gonna be getting to a check. Might be the smell of it. I don't know. Y'all foul, bro. Come on, dog. It can't be. It can't be. Oh, she's a businesswoman. Yeah, she the one. Yeah, man. She got a business going, successful. She doing her thing. Like she real womanly. She said she be cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry still, even though she's not getting hit. Yo, I met one of the girls I was with back in the day. She waited until she got married. Dude didn't like sex at all, so he was happy I was hitting his wife so he could play World of Warcraft. Damn, she a little too big, thick for me. I would work her out in the room for sure, for sure. Yo, yeah, she got them titties. She got them titties. Chat crazy rack. Hey, I know what's up with the boys, man. I know what y'all want to see. I never do y'all like that. I never do y'all like that. He beat his meat too much to not be attracted no more. He probably asexual. He might be asexual. 2,500 for the box. I can link y'all. I can link. Nah, I'm messing around. Yo, he probably can't get it up. What's up, Playboy Rick? Yeah. I don't really know too much about her baby daddy. I'm not gonna speak too much. Maybe she weaponized the box. It seems like she's trying to give him the box. It seems like she has demilitarized the box and she is trying to hand the box over, and he is choosing not to accept the box. You know what I'm saying? I've been married for 3 years, and there's times I want it and she does it, and vice versa, but we can communicate through it. Yeah, that's real. I missed the whole stream. I had to meet my kid's new teacher today. Hey, grown man business, quick. Grown man business, taking care of them kids. Ain't no problem, brother. That's not a problem at all. Quick was on his grown man. We respect that in the chat. I felt that way with my ex. After a while, it felt like I was forcing myself. Wow, man. Me and one of my exes got into such a crazy fight one time. We was really not rocking with each other. One thing we did do though was bump uglies. One thing we did though, we got it on and went back to, nigga, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But we was still you was still spanking at the end of the night. Just letting you know. I don't know. I couldn't cut that part of the relationship out for me. That's the easiest part of the relationship. Everything else is a chess match. But you feel me? Go ahead spanking that thing down every once in a while. Boy, that's the easy part. This happened. Okay, you read that? Yeah, shout out Quick. Salute to Quick. W for Quick in the chat. Def wouldn't have that problem. That's me too. Thanks for showing your homegirl rack. W Ricky. I got you. Sex is important. She about to be single. She looking for a man. Be respectful. When you hit her chat, be respectful now. She demilitarized the box. I'm saying though. Not all box is good box. Single dad life. I don't know, man. I can't call it. She finds shit though. I can't say that I look at her and I'm looking like, oh, there might be something wrong with the box. She finds shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a hundo. But I don't know, man. We only get one side of the story. But she hit the net. You know, she made it public. It's just something I wanted to chop it up with a chat about. I found it interesting. I can't hold you. I thought it was very interesting, so I wanted to bring it to y'all, man, and just have a little conversation about it. Let's go to some just random crazy news. Spaz, you're gonna have to rewind, brother. You're gonna have to rewind and get the IG. I'm not gonna put it up again. But we're gonna get to this news. We're gonna hit the no jumper page. That's his kid, by the way. He doesn't want to have another kid. Okay. So you think that he don't want to shoot up the clerk because he afraid to have a kid? Man, I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't know. It just gave me deadbed vibes. I just wanted to share that with y'all. But you know, prayers out to her and her family. You know, when a kid is involved, it's it's tough, man. It's tough. Prayers to both of them. I hope they're able to work it out. That's all I'm gonna say. About that. I don't think there's anything else to say. To keep it a band. So, man, this was crazy, bro. Footage shows horrifying scenes along the China-Nepal border amid a devastating flash flood, leaving hundreds missing and many reported dead. A massive wall of water and mud swept through Rasua district of northern Nepal across into China, Gryong's port early Wednesday after the earthquake triggered a landslide avalanche that unleashed a surge into Bolt Koshi River. Yo, this was crazy. I don't know if you guys seen this, but this was absolutely many to me, bruh. Look at this. Dear Mother of God, look at nature. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bruh. Look at people running from Mother Nature, bro. Oh my God, bruh. I'm sorry, I just got to let this play again. Look at this. Look at this. Look how high the water is getting. The water is above that big ass building. That's how high the water was getting, y'all.
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर आयो यार पुरा चाइनाको ड्याम फुटेर आयो रहेछ आमामामामामा ल यहाँ हामीले अब ओहो यार यो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर आएको यो घर गयो यो ल ल ट्युसनले बजारै गयो यार ल गयो यार ओ ए यसला यता आऊ यता लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो
Man, prayers up to those people, man. Prayers up to those people. That shit is insane. I can't hold you, man. I cannot hold you. That is absolutely insane. Prayers up to those people. My homegirl was just studying in Nepal. She was just doing some research, some environmental research. She's out here now in one of these national forests fighting for the trees. She over here chaining herself up to trees and the signs and stuff so they don't be cutting down the wildlife and whatnot. So shout out the homegirl. She on her eco-terrorism. Nah, I'm messing around. Somebody got to do it though. Somebody got to protect our national parks. I'm real big on that. I love nature. If y'all ever, that's the part though that tripped me out about that first clip, man. If y'all ever been out in nature and seen these massive fucking waterfalls in the middle of nowhere, these gushing geysers, just how powerful Mother Nature is, man. It is something to behold, and to see like water rising that high, all that mud and just debris coming at people moving 100 miles per hour. Yo, that scares the shit out of me, boy. I can't lie to you. That is absolutely terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I seen it and it made me say, God bless America. God bless America. I can't hold you. I can't hold you not even one bit, man. Not even one bit. But what's the deal, chat? What's the deal, man? I see that our viewership is dropping a little bit. That's all right. Y'all know how we do. We headed towards the end of the show. I'm scrolling through a little bit of content to maybe hit with y'all. Ricky Kanye is at the dirt trial. Stop it. Oh, so that's why the viewership dropped, huh? Act must have went live, huh? Oh, the big dog must have went live, huh? Let's see. Let me refresh my YouTube page. Is Academics live? Hey, can't compete with Academics. 13K people watching. 13K people watching Academics. You know what it is. I'm not going to hold y'all. Matter of fact, I'm not going to hold y'all. I appreciate what y'all who've been rocking with me strong. Kanye is a saint, though. I doubt any of those people running made it. Ah, man. RIP to those people. RIP to those people for real, bro. That's sad. That's sad. Man, yeah. I think y'all tired of Sauce Walker, huh? Y'all tired of Sauce Walker making a mockery out of himself. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, that one crept up on me. I wasn't able to get out the paint. You right, J.E. Real ones still in the building. What we at with the likes, bro? What we at with the likes? I know y'all was doing it up for me. Shout out to everybody who subscribed when I made the channel chat for subscribers only. I saw the chat slow down a little bit. Let me know who the real ones in here rocking. But then I saw that subscription viewership go up, and I saw the chat got back popping. That's what I'm talking about. We building over here. Let them say what they want about the numbers. Let them say, oh, Ricky, you only got this many people watch you. It's all right. These my folks. I'm rocking with y'all. Allergic to the BS. You right. You can't talk about the ism. Hey, I was sleeping on the pimping, man. Y'all seen yesterday, I said I was sleeping on the pimping, man. We don't condone it, but hey, I guess it's still some money in the streets. We don't condone not one piece of it, though. We don't condone not one piece of it, but I guess I was sleeping on the pimping, man. It's crazy that Jam on the stand telling the world Dirk did everything for him possible, and he's still trying to get him out the paint. I know it's crazy. Why the Mo 3 trial on the back burner? Because they trying to cook that brother. You see how they do with these murder everybody in the streets that's really worshiping this street shit. You see what they doing with these murder for hire cases. You see what they doing with these murder for hire cases. They are not playing, bro. They're waiting to get all of the evidence to cook these niggas, bro. They not rushing the trial for the murder for hire. They not rushing the trial. Yeah, they getting everything intact to get at y'all. I was trying to bring up Sauce Walker yelling at his BM, but what is the point, bro? Bro, what is the real point of watching Sauce Walker get at his BM? Like, let's be real. Both of your parents African question mark? To me, that's a stupid question because one of my parents is African American and the other one is African, also American. If I really think about it, she's also an African American. She was born in this country, even though her folks hail from Africa and she can pinpoint exactly where we're from in Africa. We can go visit our family. But this is why I hate the whole FBA versus Africans thing. I literally truly despise it because guess what? They're both Africans. They're both fucking they're both black people. Black people come from Africa. Most people come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, we got to get out each other's way with that. But hey, appreciate to the person who asked, and nothing. I know you're not asking that maliciously or whatever, but both of my parents are African Americans technically. You know, so yeah, yeah. We just hit the 10:30 mark. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm not gonna bore y'all with this Sauce Walker topic because I'll just be dragging the boys some more. We just gonna pray for Sauce Walker, man, because he's really going through some trauma. This brother broke it down really good. I was gonna play that clip for y'all, and then I was gonna get into it about like, what we was talking about yesterday with Sauce Walker, man. That brother got a lot of trauma on him. He got a lot of trauma on him, and I feel bad for bruh. I feel bad for Sauce Walker, bruh. He is tormented by something. I don't know what it is, but that man is not mentally well, bro. And I know he's trying to get to a check. He's trying to get his bag. He's trying to do the blue face method, put his baby mamas on a stream, but it's just not a good look, bro. With him, it's just not a good look. And it might be some colorism. It might be because he's a dark-skinned brother. I don't know. I can't call it. I got the swerve like alcoholics. I don't know what it is. As a dark-skinned brother myself, we got it a little harder. But it don't look right when Sauce Walker do it, man. It looked like I'm afraid Sauce Walker gonna stroke out. I'm afraid he gonna stroke out on one of these streams. I'm not wishing it on him. But the way he be stressing that woman out, the way he be stressing out, yelling and all that, hey, man, bruh. Cortisol in a man's body kills your testosterone. But we up out of here. It's been another one. Salute to the chat. Salute. Salute. I'll be back tomorrow. It's the dip with Rick.